Oh, is it starting? Oh, it's on. It's actually on. Oh, nice. Okay, I like showing that every time. But let me take it off. So, yeah. Mic's working. Seems everything's working. Brought down desktop noise. That way you could probably hear me over trucks. I don't know. I just feel like doing this is a regular thing, regular pastime, because my goodness. I need to find something to get me back in the groove of things. Because I've been out of whack with certain stuff. And, and one of the main issues with that, for anyone who's even watching this, even if it's like after the stream's already done, I might as well mention this. My attention span is way out of whack. And my brain just tends to go all sorts of directions. Basically, basically a lot of stuff goes off in my head at once. Pretty much. And it makes it hard for me to focus on a specific thing. And that's kind of why certain content's just way out of whack. Like for anyone who's, anyone who isn't part of the Chrome Pro series, like I've essentially done 7 out of 10 races for season 2, and well, races 5 to 7 aren't even uploaded yet. Yeah, here's what it is, because I'm not done editing those out. And I don't know, I'm kind of angry at myself for it. I don't want to, I don't know, I don't want to keep saying autism, because at this point it's like, I'm trying not to use that as an excuse. Especially when people with autism are capable, you know? So, I try not to say it a whole bunch. Something's not. Okay, something I can't see. I'm trying to find a way. Is it this? Wait. Okay, it's right here. Finally. Okay, we're gonna get on the way here. Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up? What's up? Just chilling out. Play some Razor Rods. I feel like this is I don't know. Because in my Razor Rods, I'm glad I'm going back to this. For me, it's just a good pastime. For me, there's just there's something relaxing about just slinging trucks around at some map, some stadium. Doesn't really matter which truck. It's just something I love to do. I'm sure I have creaks a lot. I hope you guys can't hear it a bunch, because it annoys me. I'm not sure if it annoys you. So yeah, here we go. I'm not even sure which one to... Oh yeah, I changed up the size, so it should be more full. I was afraid to make the size bigger because I think it lagged last time, but then I tested it like a half an hour before starting the stream. Should be fine. I don't know what's in Philadelphia. Ooh, actually. Okay, at some point, maybe Friday, if I'm bored and... Can't hear anything? Oh shoot, hang on. Maybe at some point, if I'm bored, I'm going to try Daytona. Is my mic off? Hang on. I'm going to test this. Hang on a second. Uh-oh. Maybe I have to change... Okay, maybe it's desktop audio. I hope the truck isn't too loud. Actually, let me test this. I need to test this, because this is... This is going to annoy me. Not the game? Oh. Well, actually, okay, actually, it's because there's no sound. Not until, yeah, Razor Rods doesn't have any sound. Okay. Just have to mention that. It doesn't have any sound until, I spawn something in. So, once I spawn a truck, you should hear it. Let me see, at some point I'm gonna try, I'll save it for Friday, when more people most likely watch. I don't know, but yeah, Daytona, and that's on the Trioval Daytona, which isn't something Monster Jam actually did, but they should. That would be awesome if Moss Jam went to Daytona and just did an event on the Daytona Tri-Oval. I mean, they already did it for Atlanta. In fact, they started doing that in 2021. I think it was like a couple months after NASCAR went. Montreal doesn't have enough on it. I need someone with I feel like I need someone with the perfect blend. So, like, let's see. Maybe 2014? Let me try this. 2013? No. Toronto's an odd. Let me try Syracuse. What is here? Syracuse, New York. So, should be interesting. And it's just, okay. That's a weird place to spawn in. Let me try. Honestly, with these regular route streams, I would basically try to talk about anything. Just want to mention that. Where am I? Wait a minute. Oh, I gotta go this way. I don't know. I don't like that these walls are black. I feel like something's missing here. Usually that implies something's missing. Oh, Lord. Okay. This is not as much as I thought it was. This feels smaller than it should be. I don't know. Let me try. I'll just start off with. What should I start off with? There's like 50 different Avengers. What the what? Hang on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a lot of different Avengers. Let me try. I'm just gonna pick one. I'm just gonna pick a random Avenger. Rommel. I don't get the difference though. Maybe it's the chassis. They ran different. They ran different chassis between each other. Corey Rommel. Actually, there's like, hang on. There's like 80 different Avengers here, from like 2017 to 2024. There's like so many different Avengers. I'll try 2021. I like the ones that. I like the Avengers that were ran in the 2021 shortened season. Because for those who don't know, Moss Jam, they run like 5 different tours at once. Well, actually they ran more before, like back in 2019. I think it was like 3 different stadium tours. And we're talking like football stadiums they'd run in. And then they had Moss Trucks. There's other tours where they had Moss Trucks running in like arenas, like sort of hockey arena size. And once 2020 happened, which Moss Jam runs their season like at the start of the year, kind of like winter going to spring. In 2020, pandemic happened and they canceled everything, and whoever were the points leaders of their respective like tour were basically crowned champion over Zoom. And they did come back in 2021, but just with the one tour running in stadiums and just 12 trucks. But it was the best of the best, so it was still fun to watch. Oh, Avenger. Maybe. Oh, actually, let me see. Minneapolis? What's so special about this one? Okay, let's try this one. The owner of this truck's pretty close to New York anyway. I mean, he's from Michigan, but close enough. This Avenger is weird. Not sure how the sound is. Actually, let me test that. Let's see if I can compare to. I'm not sure how it sounds on a computer. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if the mic picks up the computer audio. Let me try. Let me see. Alright. Oh, jeez, I didn't want to keep it like that. So, Avenger. Really weird that the exhaust just goes up like that. I don't know why he designed it like that. Weird design choice. But it is what it is. Okay. Shoot. Here we go. Nope, it's on neutral. There's a lot of cars for this course. Good old 2014. This, like, 2014 was was quite the year as a Machamp fan. There's just... It's hard to explain. There was just... Honestly, in terms of obstacles or like just track design, this was peak. Just had the perfect blend of big jump. Oh shoot, I flattened the tire. Perfect blend. Can I save it? No, I can't. I went the wrong way, that's why. But yeah, I had the perfect... 2014 just had the perfect blend of those jumps when it came to the jumps. Oh yeah, and the amount of cars. You don't have this many cars in the Machamp event anymore. Here we go. Let's try. It's gonna... The front's gonna rip itself off shaking like that. That's not how it goes. Oh. Oh, jeez, yeah, I saw that coming. Okay. Let's try again. See what I could do here. Go 2014. Yeah. Oh, while no one's watching, I might as well rant about... Let me think about this. The tire, yeah. Yeah, it just happens like that sometimes. I don't know how. Just in awkward angles, it'll go flat. How'd it pop? It just depends. If you jam it a certain way, or if I... Let me try this on purpose. I don't know how. If I drive into... I don't know. Because it tends to... It's the way it... Yeah, flexes. The way the texture it sort of just gets stuck in on each other. Really weird phenomenon, but as close as you get to like a realistic flat tire with this, I think it was called, well, the mod is called WNB. There's like a group of people who made like a bunch of like breakable monster trucks for Rigs or Rods. It's crazy, and it's fairly realistic. Like you see how the body crumbles there, see how the front is, how the front's banged up a bit. Just trying. Oh, jeez. I don't know why it angles like... And I messed up the back. Yeah, jeez. Yep, right rear is busted. I can't move it. Oh, come on. Christ, okay. Actually, let me see. What if I spawn a different one? What would be the difference? 2020 Minneapolis, I think that was labeled. So if I go over Independent, okay. Dayton, Ohio. There's only like 3 2020 ones. Well, to be fair, the season was short, so I don't know why I'm shocked by that. Global? No. Is there a regular one he ran in 2021? I need to know. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. Just trying to find a green one he ran like the next year. They're both on BKT tires. They're both green. Oh, the sponsor alignment. I see. Sponsor on the side below the truck logo. Oh, and the logo. He made the logo bigger in 2021. Huh. Yeah, usually, just off the top of my head, I can't really remember these different... I don't recognize these differences. Overall design looks exactly the same. It's just that sponsor plate... Not even sponsor plate. Just sponsors next to the truck. Interesting. If I go in... Oh, I can just go in from here. What the heck? Okay, that was weird. Alright, oh! Almost hit the wall. And you could just... Wow. No. So, yeah. So, in 2021, we just made the logo bigger. Overall, it looks like pretty much exactly the same in design, with just a few differences. Taylor, are you in here? I'm not sure if he's in here. I feel like he would have responded by now, but I don't know. And oh, jeez. Yeah, something like... Yeah, like that. That's one way to flatten it. Just jamming it in like that. Doing donuts. Oh, shoot. Oh, my jeez. I didn't think that would happen. Alright, let me switch to the next one. The other one. I think it's this one, yeah. Nope, nope. Why is it in reverse? Did I do that? I don't know why I did that in reverse. I don't know why I kept it in reverse when I jumped out. Jumping over the Air Avenger. Because why not? This thing's tough to do. I feel like this thing's tough to do wheelies at. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just a weird one. So. Oh boy. And, oh jeez, around I go. Yeah. And to think, I was gonna, and I've thought of doing a league of this. Or just raise a rods, but the thing is like, that's, to set up a server for this is more complicated, or maybe either I'm just overthinking it, but I feel like it's just too complicated to set up a server and have people, have guys join in, whatever. That, and I don't necessarily trust this computer to handle that many people at whoa, jeez, that's a bad angle. Yeah, I did it again. Broke rear steering. Yep, I did. But I don't trust this computer to be stable for like all those. It just broke. That I'm just not sure what would be a right time for the right time to have everyone. Cause I feel like the Chrome Pro Series, like, you know, I could do it 5 or 8 cars, or in the very first race's case, 4 cars, because Chrome Pro Series started with only 4 or 5 cars, just about. And then it grew into something big within like Season 2. I can't believe Season 2 of the Chrome Pro Series had 10 cars at Daytona for a season opener. That's crazy. I didn't think that would ever be possible for me, because Trackstar Arca, for anyone, yeah, like, anyone didn't see it, Trackstar Arca only had like 10 cars, I think, once. And it was like race 3, and I had like 12 cars. Or actually 13, but like 2 of them bailed out. As we were trying to get the race to start properly. 2 guys that bailed for lag. Which I think, if I remember, I think it was Shane and Racing 173. They like, I don't know. I don't remember if Racing 173 was a point. I don't think it was. I don't remember how close Racing 173 was in points. I think it only ran like. I think Racing 173 only ran 2 or 3 races. Not counting when he left IRP before the actual start of the race. Which honestly, I don't know. Which, given his speed, like, Racing 173 was fast. Like, I think he debuted at Dover in the race 2, and he just won fairly convincingly. And then another race he joined in later, like, near the end. I think he won that, too. I think it was Kansas. I broke the rear steering. Are you kidding me? It was that easy? Oh, great. This is going to be a pain to move around. Let me try, though. I can't. Yeah, it's just going where it wants to go. Goes where it wants to go. No, come on. Oh, there's one stream. I might do this Wednesday night. I don't know. Okay, I'll just do these sporadically whenever I just kind of just feel like talking about random stuff. And oh, jeez. There's one I need to do, showing you guys World Finals 15, which is in 2014. But I need to work. Actually, I'll work it up. And oh my gosh, come on. I'll work my way up to it. Actually, I'll try one more bit with Avenger, then switch trucks. Maybe switch to a teammate. But yeah, that's the thing about. I'll work my way up to it. Oh, hey Taylor. I'm just talking about how I'm gonna do a live stream probably some point this week or maybe after that, showing off World Finals 15 or Monster Jam World Finals 15, cause that was one of the worst tracks ever created for World Finals. Ever. I might have to send you a track map in Discord. I don't know. Of like World Finals 15. That was bad. Actually, before you ask, I'll probably explain it because I know you probably don't know much about. I know you probably don't know much about Monster Jam, but like World Finals, Actually, I might have explained another one, but basically All Star. Well, not even All Star race, just the big event of the year. Basically, the Super Bowl of Monster Jam. Just the top event with the best drivers. You got the screen fit. Yeah, it was because I had it. It's because the game itself. It was the aspect ratio or like the resolution. I had it like at like 1200 by something. I think 1200 by 700 something. But it still filled out the screen on the screen I'm using. But on live stream, yeah, it's tiny. It comes off tiny on stream. So all I had to do was just bring up the resolution. The only reason I had the resolution so low because I thought the computer would lag at higher resolution, but then it was just all in my head. I was wrong. So I actually can run at better resolution. I guess I was just paranoid with this computer and how it would handle it. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it's just World Finals invites the best drivers, the best trucks. And before 2050, it did that for Wreckfest for me. Yeah, I had to fumble at Wreckfest for a long time. It took a while for me to figure out what resolution worked. Especially with certain shadows off. Did I have shadows turned off? I probably did. I don't remember. But I had to really fumble around for Wreckfest to work. It lagged a little bit. The frames dropped a little bit when recording stuff. But yeah, it was still passable. Oh boy, up and over right. Wait. I didn't think I could pull that off. Yeah, I gotta show you later. Because World Finals 15, it was the... Oh my gosh. It was just like... Yeah, thanks. I couldn't believe I saved it. I didn't think it was possible. I don't know why there's a thing with Avenger. Every Avenger truck, at least in Razor Raw, at a certain point, the right side is just flailing around like that. I don't think a body flails like that, but it is what it is. Rigs of Rods is basically just BeamNG before BeamNG, so it's not perfect. So basically, if you can't afford BeamNG or just don't have the computer for it, then this would be the answer. Even though it's limited on certain things, I just use Rigs of Rods to play around with Monster Jam because as a kid, I watched like a bunch of gameplay. Yeah, BeamNG's fire. It's just that even with my other computer, even before my other computer, like, broke, essentially, I knew for sure I did not have the hardware to have that thing running smooth. Oh my gosh. I did not have the hardware to run that thing smoothly. And rear steer's busted. Can I turn it? No. But World Finals 15, I'll explain it like this. If you're looking at this course, which this one's simple. It's Syracuse, New York. This course in particular, yeah, it sucks to lose a password, man, I'm telling you. But yeah, like, this course, if you look at it, the jumps are, it's fairly spaced out. If you look at it, plenty of room to, so if I hit a jump, there's room for me to land. There's room for me to do things. Like, so if I, like, jump high over this, I got room to just do that. Essentially. Like, I know it seems simple enough. World Finals 15, which was... Yeah, World Finals 15, which was basically the same, because, like, 2014, I'll explain, was basically the peak of, like, just... Oh, boy. Monster Jam, like, when it came to those courses. That's pretty nice save there, too. So, like, if you remember another stream, it was that NR 2003 stream where it stopped working, so I gave up and switched over to Rigs of Rods. And that course I showed you being Olympic Stadium, like Montreal in the Olympic Stadium 2003. That a lot of courses in 2003 basically look like that, pretty minimalistic, and it had a whole lot of space to use. That Monster Jam just wasn't using at that time. Like, cause freestyle was still fairly new as a concept. But by 2014, it kind of got out of hand, and it started being a big mix of just these big ramps with like these car stacks sitting on its own right here, or cars engraved in dirt like right over here, right next to me, right on the right there. And then even on the part where they do the bracket racing, you'll see cars engraved here. Like, they're all over the place. And you had no room. Yeah. I gotta send it. Like, even like Grave Prower, if you remember him, he will know what I'm talking about. I don't think he's in the stream. But like, if he was here, he would know right away too. Like, it's just the course is I flipped over. The course is just unusable. I'm gonna switch trucks here. But yeah, the course is just unusable. And in fact, when it came to the freestyles, by the way, freestyle. Look at the video at 46 minutes. Oh, okay. But yeah, like in Discord. Oh. But yeah, freestyle in World Finals 15 was a pain. That thing is, that's like, and bear in mind, that was day 2, because for that World Finals, it wasn't that crazy. Like, if you look up World Finals 15 racing, they still had a lot of stuff, but there's like, they had to do racing. Mayhem? Like the truck, or are you talking about the truck or just World Finals? Because I don't have the truck in here. I just have Werewolf NB stuff. But I gotta start putting unbreakable trucks in here. See how it goes. But yeah, like, because that's the thing about, so the racing bit was simple. Though there was quite a bit of crashes in racing too. Like the qualifying, I think it was qualifying. Like, if you look up Monster Jam World Finals 15 Titan, you'll probably see the bit where, like, actually, let me show you. World Finals, and this isn't the one. I don't think I have it in here. Oh, I do. Oh, shoot, I do. Okay, actually, let me show it. Okay, racing. Look at that. I have racing here. I'll keep the freestyle bit as a separate stream. I just want to prove a point. But here's the racing version, because this event was 2 days, because before that, they did World Finals all in one day, with like 16 or 24 best drivers and trucks. But by 2014, it got out of hand. They had a whopping 32 truck field, with like a whole bunch on the course. And let me try and emulate this as best as possible. So, actually, let me switch over. Where am I? Why is it shaded like this? I'll switch over to this side. It was on the left lane. Where's Titan? I gotta go all the way up. Where is it? Oh, this is the one. This is the same truck, too. Wow. Even by truck. So, Titan. This was rough. Okay, so... Was this this was a truck. This is awesome. So, I won't go as fast, but here's basically what happened. As he goes down, because green light, they go out. And they have to slow down. I don't know when they slow down in particular, but they have to turn like so. And then take this jump. Whoever crosses that line first is the winner. Bel Air, like the 57. Oh, yeah, that's... If you're talking about Avenger, yeah. That was, like... And that guy, Jim Kohler, he based for, like, most of its time... Because Avenger is a monster truck. Him and his dad built that thing in 1997. And they improved on it. It was like a Chevy S10 pickup. Then by 2002, they switched to a Bel Air, because... And it really made it stand out more, because not many teams had, like, ran a car body on a truck. Okay, here's what happened to Titan. I'll try and emulate this without actually... Actually, let me emulate. Let me see. So he goes down. And, okay, it wasn't like that. Good lord. That's a car my grandpa had. He loved that thing. I wish he still had it. Yeah. 124 scale car. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. The Bel Air is awesome. For me, it's a mixed bag when it comes to cars from the 50s, or at least when bone stock. But the Bel Air looks awesome bone stock. Chris Kohler's son, father, Jim Kohler. Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah. Mayhem was Mayhem's an interesting name. It felt so simple to me. But pretty cool that he runs a Chevelle body. So how his dad just drives the Bel Air body? The son drives the Chevelle. I think the 70 Chevelle. Show the Bel Air. Oh, okay. But if you saw that, okay, so if you saw the crash I just did, I tried to emulate what happened in this event. This guy, Donald Epidenio, he tried to qualify, and basically instead of like slowing down to take the tight corner, he had a hung throttle. So like the truck slightly goes right, and it slams into the cargo, which the cargo bins did move. And here they're solid, which is why the truck just folded on itself like that. But I'll show you Avenger. There's so many versions because there's, like I said, he's ran this thing for decades. So let me show you. There's like, look at all these Avengers. Which Avenger 2 just refers to a chassis. I think by 2008 he finally got a new chassis because he ran like the first chassis he built is scary looking. Like it looked like it'd break. It looks so floppy. I don't know. If you just look up Avenger like 2003 or 2004, you'd probably know what I'm talking about. It looked like it was weird. So I'll show you. You know what? I'll show you 2008 Avenger. This is because this is the most iconic one. This is the one I grew up on. So Taylor, here it is. Dark green. And he's basically kept the design pretty much the same, sort of. He's changed up the flames every now and then, because, you know, things change. Not only that, I think if I press N, turns on the lights. So, yeah, had headlights and everything. Like, working headlights. Bro is Alan with how much you use that chassis. Oh, yeah. Because Taylor, that's the thing about monster trucks, like, even back when, like, yeah, like, that's the thing about monster trucks, chassis could last, a specific chassis could last a very long time. Especially when, like, certain chassis, because, like, certain chassis, like, what is this? I forgot the name of this one. But there's certain companies that make certain chassis, and, like, Avenger, and they, like, basically certain companies make certain chassis, and they sell chassis to whoever wants to make a monster truck, but, you know, doesn't want to go through the hassle of a chassis, because that's just, like, basically, they basically have to weld it themselves. Like, these chassis aren't really a thing for the streets, like, at all. But Avenger, the very first Avenger, I think they built it themselves. And it looked dangerous, or just watching it move around. I would think that they would brack all the time. I'm good. Well, oh my gosh. Early days Avenger, I swear, bracked all the time with how that thing crashed. Like, the way it moves, even when landing on jumps. The thing about Gravedigger, brake all the time. It depends on it depends on the truck, and it also depends on the chassis. Like, again, a lot of these guys will just buy chassis from whoever's building these things themselves. And then, so, like, what was it? This thing called a PEI or whatever. It's like, actually, let me show you this. So, where is it? Sam. Oh, I did put it in. Thank goodness. Because I want to prove a point here. This truck, Samson. This is from the 90s. Well, it was blue back in the 90s, but this is a modern version. The truck basically looked like this. The guy who owns this truck makes the chassis himself. So the guy who made this truck, or drive the truck back in the day, he built this chassis himself. At this point, it's basically a whole company. In fact, that's what it's called, PEI. And back in the 2000s, he sold that to Moss Jam when Moss Jam was making their own trucks. or Monster Jam had all their their own trucks and their own licensed trucks and all that. They'd buy chassis from this guy, and then there you go. That looks like a head on the left side. The left side? Oh. Yeah. This truck, man, which I think Hot Wheels owns this now. I could be wrong. Like Dwayne Johnson. I think Dwayne Johnson had a truck, but I don't think anyone modded that for Rigs of Rods. I don't think anyone modded that for Rigs of Rods. But I'll switch back to Avenger, because that's what I prefer. Avenger's just the... Oh, man. Avenger is one of my favorite independent teams just growing up. One of my favorite independent teams just watching Monster Jam. Because, man, it's hard... I feel like it's hard to explain Monster Jam and how it works, because it's so drastically different compared to like other motorsports out there, especially when monster trucks nowadays seem to be more on the entertainment side of things, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what Monster Mash means, but let me see what this one is. Oh, it's just some weird white thing on the side. I think I found the car. Huh. Oh, this version is bright green. Nice. I prefer dark green, though, but I guess it just depends. I kind of flip-flop between them. Now that's a 50... Yeah. Oh, yeah. Or a 50... No, this is... Well, if you're talking about Avenger, it's 57. 55, I think... There was a difference with the 55. I could be wrong, though. Oh, okay, I see. Sorry, I'm looking on Discord now. That's Maximum Destruction. Or Max D. That's the one I told you rivaled Gravedigger. That's the one I told you rivaled Gravedigger. And it was a different guy. It was a guy by the name of Tom Mentz. Dude drove that thing like a mad lad. Tom drove that thing like a mad lad. He just retired like a year ago. Yeah, Tom drove that thing like a mad lad. On a 55. The back wings are a bit lower on the 55. Yeah. I just know that. I remember, like, just... Even, like, in, like, 2008, 2009, they stopped doing this. But, like, back in, like, 2009, when they introduced the guy in the team or truck in freestyle, they'll show the driver name, the truck name, the body the truck uses, the hometown. Like, basically, if you've seen any of my Rigs of Raw stuff that has, like, edited freestyles and everything, something like that. And heck, there's a funny one. I'll show you this one. There's so many different Avengers because, again, this guy's he's ran a long time. Let me see if it's here. 2015, this is a funny one. This is gonna sound like the stupidest point system you've ever heard, but I'm gonna try and explain it. But I gotta show the truck first. So, what? 2015 FS1, I think is the one. Yeah. Now, for some context, Monster Jam for quite a while. When I started getting into it for the first time, it did not have a point series at all. But by 2015, they brought back worst at the NASCAR point. Well, I'll put it like this. I'll explain it like this. Actually, I'll pause just to make sure you can hear me. And I'll keep it on this here, so you know what he means by rockin' 0 points. So, in a Monster Jam event, at least back then, it would be the racing bracket, or they would do qualifying first. Then they would do the racing bracket based on qualifying. The winner, then like the winner of that, well, yeah, they have that, the winner of that do whatever. Then there's freestyle, which it tends to be complicated, but at the time it was like 4 judges each scoring out of 10 and adds up to 40. So whoever has like the best score out of 40 doing freestyle, which is basically a bunch of tricks and stuff, bunch of stunts, or some crazy saves, crazy moves, like whatever. If you could press the crowd, press the judges. Like freestyle tends to be controversial because it can be fairly subjective, but usually like pretty. It's pretty clear to most people who won what. Now, when they in 2015 they decided to have like an 8-stop point system or point series. They went to like 8 different places. So so like how do I put this? So like they would have racing and freestyle, but not only that, and this is worse than the points NASCAR point system. I'll explain it like this. So they would have qualifying. I know that freestyle was opinion. Opinion? I think you're trying to say opinion. Yeah, but like, yeah, but usually like yeah. But rarely with the 4-judge points thing, it was like still fairly fair compared to what they have now. But I'll get to that part later, as I freestyle this thing. But yeah, so for the point series in particular, they'll do qualifying. And by the way, okay, actually here's the worst part. I'll just say it right now. You only got points towards the championship if you won an event. And bear in mind, for every event, there's 16 trucks. So I'll put it like this. For the racing event, you get 2 points for winning the whole racing bracket. I'm talking about winning the finals and everything. If you win the whole racing bracket, that's 2 points. Everyone else is out of luck. Same goes for freestyle. But here's the thing. If you are the fastest qualifier, you do get 1 point. Oh, and only the top 8 in qualifying actually compete in the racing bracket. Meaning that the bottom 8 in qualifying, they compete in this like random like obstacle course thing. So if I explain it with the truck right here, so it's basically like they would have, this is an example. They would have the truck go here, and maybe they'll have the truck go this direction, like, or they'll set out a certain course, like ahead of time, and they'll have to go around like here, take this jump, like this is what obstacle course was. So like last 8 D&Q, yeah, but essentially you only get points if you win the whole racing bracket anyway. So like think of it this way. You have to be the top 8. You have to be in the top 8 to qualify for the racing bracket, and then you only get points if you win the racing bracket like as a whole. You don't get points per round. You get points just for winning the whole thing. Like I saw a video covering it. It was about 40 minutes long. It sounded ridiculous to me, but yeah. You only get points if winning. Which, by the way, Jim Kohler in Avenger, he was a part of that point series. And little spoiler alert, he never won. He didn't win any events during that time. So that's why it says rockin' 0 points. So that I think halfway through the season, he made a joke out of it. And just put this on the truck. And it's not like he's not capable. Like, the dude is a crazy freestyler. He's won a few events. Every now and again. I mean, he hasn't recently, because he's kind of up there in age. I mean, heck, his son's like 20-something. So just think about how old this guy is, you know? In fact, he has 2 sons. Actually, no, he has 2 sons, just that only one of them competes in Moss Jam. So the point system was bad for back markers. Yeah, essentially. Especially for the independent teams, because bear in mind, independent teams, I feel like independent teams always had a disadvantage in Moss Jam, because essentially with Moss Jam, because I think, remember, 16 trucks, so like half the guys who ran in the league were independent, while the other half were trucks owned by Moss Jam. And of course in Moss Jam, they basically, you know, them being mainstream and having all that money, they basically have, and all, you know, and merchandise and everything, they have, Moss Jam themselves and their trucks, they have basically a whole lot of money to spend to just break their trucks and everything, you know? But when it comes to independent teams, like, well, Jim Kohler and his team, Team Scream they call it, it was him driving Avenger, and his younger brother drove Wrecking Crew, which is a pretty cool truck in itself. And there was probably another truck, a part of his team that was there. I don't remember. But just know, yeah, it is all about money. But basically, it was Jim. Yeah, so basically, Jim could probably afford to wreck his trucks more. Like I said, he was one of the bigger independent teams, even now, in terms of his fleet of trucks. But as for other independent teams that ran in there, yeah, they had to be careful what they break. That's probably what holds them back a lot. So Monster Trucks is like Penske's and IndyCar. Yeah, basically. And it started happening around 2000 because back in the 90s, it was just a bunch of trucks competing against each other. Monster Jam didn't really own anyone in particular, but as the 2000s came around, they started owning more trucks. It's like I can't explain them out. And actually, I might as well explain this. There was a huge debacle in 2000. I'll keep it short here because there's a 30-minute video on it. I'm not sure you'd want to sit through it, but has to do with Monster Jam starting to. They signed certain independent teams to merchandising. So basically, Monster Jam would start making merchandise and toys for these independent teams, and it helps with exposure. But the thing is, a lot of the bigger independent teams at that time in 2000 or late 90s, they signed with some company called Milestone Motorsports, which is essentially they were Milestone Motorsports was its own company, just making merchandise for the best independent teams in America, for the best independent monster truck teams in America. Now this was never confirmed. I gotta mention this now. This was never confirmed, but it was widely theorized that Monster Jam slowly, basically phased out any independent teams signed with Milestone Motorsports out of Monster Jam. And they did this by basically, Monster Jam determined the lineups for their Monster Jam chose what shows would be televised, which was only a handful of shows when it comes to their full schedule. And amongst those televised shows, they would select the truck lineups too. Meaning that by 2000, if this theory is correct, they deliberately kept all the independent teams signed with Milestone Motorsports out of a televised Monster Jam show. It didn't work. But yeah, they deliberately just phased them out. So they kept them off TV. And this kind of messed up, whether you want to believe that theory or not, it kind of messed up the monster truck industry, sort of when you think about it. I'm not going to just spout out a bunch of truck names you wouldn't know, but there was a lot of iconic trucks that, if I go on a monster truck wiki, that people love to talk about, but it's I never really heard about as a kid because, well, like I said, a lot of the big independent teams that had merchandising deals with Milestone Motorsports were basically phased out of Monster Jam television. And with them not being on television, they were still in a bunch of Monster Jam shows in the early 2000s, just that none of it was televised. They wouldn't be acknowledged by Monster Jam or anything. Which is what really, was really solidifies to a lot of people that the theory is probably true. But who knows, because the people actually involved never really talked about it. But yeah, I just feel I need to mention that. It's just a whole debacle. But at the end of the day, it did help a lot of the independent teams that had merchandising deals with Monster Jam. I mean, heck, it helped Avenger because Avenger, this here, was one of the independent teams that signed with Monster Jam for merchandise. And, well, because of that, it helped them become one of the biggest independent teams, just in terms of just mainstream exposure. So it helps Avenger, but, so Monster Truck didn't like Milestone more. Well, no, I'm not sure. Well, the thing is, I don't think they hate. Thing is, Taylor, I don't think they hate Milestone Motorsports in particular. It's kind of what you said 2 comments ago. It's all about money. And with Monster Jam, and that, again, these are all theories, but it just makes sense. Like Monster Jam, they make a lot of money off merchandise, making like Hot Wheels making the Monster Jam toys at the time, because they were starting Hot Wheels was making a lot of the Monster Jam toys. And of course, and Monster Jam didn't really, when it came to Monster Jam having their own trucks, they didn't have, Monster Jam in 2000 didn't own that many trucks. They didn't own that many their own trucks in the 2000s, in the early 2000s. So they really needed independent. So when you really think about like field fillers, like if you think of NASCAR terms, how field fillers help bring up the car counts. In the sense of Monster Jam kind of needed these independent teams to fill out the fields, or fill out like whatever events. I mean, they still kind of did. It's just that the best independent teams that could beat their trucks, most of them were conveniently signed with Milestone Motorsports. And it's like, Monster Jam's trying to make as much money as possible. Then you have this other company basically doing the same thing with heck, and not only that, it's like a Monster Jam, It's like, think of it this way. I'll keep it simple. Imagine if the SRX, because how the SRX is just a spec series, with cars owned by SRX, and they're probably all supplied by the same people. Like, all the cars are made evenly and everything. Imagine if the SRX, yeah, rip SRX, but imagine this. Imagine if Ray Evernham went, or just some other guy who just loves IROC. Because, that's the thing about Ray Evernham. He seems to really love IROC. Let's just say there's some other guy who really loves the SRX. Let's just say SRX, for whatever reason, just made toys. But then, for some reason, there's, these other teams, for whatever reason, there are, these guys who open up their own teams within the SRX, but the SRX still owns, the 12 cars. So, let's say Kevin Harvick, for whatever reason, wanted to start up his own team in SRX. Or, even, this is a rant. This sounds random. Robbie Gordon started his own team in SRX for whatever reason. A bunch of guys start their own SRX, their own teams within the SRX. But, I don't know. Okay, I just trailed off because it starts to make no sense. But it's basically, I'll put it like this. Monster Jam just wants to promote, even nowadays, they tend to promote their own trucks first. And, it is what it is. I mean, it's their own stuff. They're going to promote their own stuff. And Avenger, it helps that Avenger just stands out from being a Chevy Bel Air body, because pretty much no one else in the monster truck industry runs a Bel Air body. It's just this guy. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Actually, you know what? I'll do this extensively some other time, but I'm going to do Daytona. And this is a custom. Yeah, this is a custom made by, I forgot who it was made by. A custom map, because this didn't actually happen yet. Let's see how it looks. Oh no. Oh jeez, that stinging light. I'm going to ignore that. I think it has to do with the range. Sight range, I think. So there's just this weird light. So, yep, on a tri-oval at Daytona. They really should do this. They should do this for real. Not sure if they ever will, but... Oh, yeah. Disclaimer, though, Monster Jam has not actually done this. I hope they do, though, because they actually did this with Atlanta Motor Speedway a few years back. Actually, they did this year, too. We need an ARCA race. I'm not sure what you mean by that. In, context. Bartel? Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember this guy. So, okay, this is a good one. So here's an example of teams getting phased out. If I could find the truck, here it is, Monster Patrol. This thing was awesome. Arca Race in the Monster Truck track. Oh my gosh, that would be a nightmare. Yeah, this is Monster Patrol. This thing was fast back in the day. Of Paul Schaefer Motorsports, which Paul Schaefer, he himself was a late model driver apparently, who got into mud drag racing and then switched over to monster trucks. And here you go. But he was one of the, and bear in mind, Paul Schaefer Motorsports had about 12 different trucks. 12. That was basically like, I think it was like 4 different Monster Patrols, because like, remember, they tour these things like separately. So like one guy would run this Monster Patrol, and then he would have some guy run a different looking Monster Patrol somewhere across the country. There'd be multiple different, like, of the same truck. But yeah, basically his whole fleet just wasn't seen on Monster Jam television in 2000. Or just ever again. Didn't Mishcraft do a monster truck race at Atlanta like 2 years? Oh, if you're talking stop motion, I think so. Because I think he probably saw it too. He probably saw the event. Because that event, and the thing is like, that event's like, drag race style. Oh, that's a backflip. Nope. I don't want to do that. I flipped it over already. Oh, never mind. But yeah, like this is. Yeah, they gotta do this at some point. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of space. That is a lot of space to do things. But yeah, Mishcraft did do that. That stop motion was awesome. I wish he did more, but I wouldn't blame him if he. I wouldn't blame him if he doesn't. It's. His thing is. Like, I've tried, I think I've done it twice, actually. Monster Truck Stop Motion, I've actually put it on YouTube. It could be a slog. No. I'll put it like this. It takes a lot more editing to do that than to just do a NASCAR stop motion race. Or just any, like, racing a NASCAR stop motion. Stop motion takes a lot out of you. Yeah. But for me, with monster trucks, it's a bigger slog. Even though, like, it takes... You think it'd be easier on paper because, like, monster trucks is less frames. Like, these races are short. Like, you know? But at the end of the day, it's like... The biggest slog is doing freestyle. Because then I actually have to, like, try and pace the trucks around. Try and figure out, like... Trying to make it... Have them move a certain way. Like, it's a pain. But NASCAR, it isn't hard. Just, like, have the cars go fast, you know? Leaderboard, yeah. For me, I don't know. For me, I just ditched the leaderboards, but... That's just me. Like, for the NASCAR Canada series, I didn't want to spoil this. But then again, there's, like, 2 guys watching this. Like, there's, like, 2 people watching this right now. But, like, the NASCAR Canada series stop motion I did... Oh boy, yeah, that was deliberate. I just want to keep that as simplistic as possible, kind of like WWE Cup Series style. At least early WWE Cup Series. And oh jeez, it ripped the tire off. Are you kidding me? Wrong button. Yeah, it broke off. A lot more editing. Yeah, I gave some effort. Like I said, okay, I think I said this in that stream where I covered my first stop motion. I'm going to show the other stop motions I did, like the paper crafts back in like 2022. Because I did put more effort into those when it came to like leaderboards. I actually did leaderboards in like 2022. I kind of just stopped the... Oh, it actually scrapes. I like that detail. I actually put more effort back in 2022, but it's like I don't know. I just felt like for me, maybe it's just maybe it's just the way I size things when editing. But it felt like it took up too much space when I did it. So maybe I don't know. I need to try it again. I'll try it again with Sarka, actually. Though I won't do it at Bristol. That bit's almost done. I'm not gonna... I don't feel like throwing that in at this point. It'd be too late. But maybe the next Sarka race after, I'll try leaderboards again. I'll try leaderboards again with Sarka. But I don't think I don't want to. I just don't want to do it at Bristol. At this point, I have to like dial back, and it'll take even longer to get it out. And I just want to get it out. And I have fun. And the thing is, I have fun with the Bristol races too. Like those are always fun. I am trying, but I think I lost power in the rear. I am trying to move. But I think I lost power. Yeah. Let me switch over to Gravedigger. Let's see what I have. I forgot to put in Gravedigger 12. That has the longest wheelbase out of the Gravediggers. Oh, actually, let me show you. Actually, let me show you the truck that you saw. That picture you showed with the rock. It had the rock in it. I think it's this one. I just picked 2017 because why not? Yeah, the truck driven by Tom Meents, the absolute legend. And yeah, The Rock is apparently, yeah, he's doing a movie. A Monster Jam movie with Disney. Why is the nose pointed down like that? Actually, no, never mind. That probably helps the sight. Because that could get in the way. I know that could get in the way. Here we go. Let's see how it goes. There's no pyro for... Oh, gosh darn it. There's no pyro for this one. There's just... I think the 2014 one has pyro. I know for sure. I fell over. Oh. I'm good. Alright. Alright. So, wow. Okay. Oh, jeez. That was... I didn't mean to do that. Actually, let me see how the banking... Oh, I got a... Oh, okay. Taylor, you're going to like this one. So, there was... I think there's a channel called Monster Blog, which covers a lot of... it covers independent monster truck shows. Like, smaller monster truck shows. In 2019, there was... I forgot what monster truck tour it was. It wasn't Monster Jam, but they held a monster truck event at Bristol Motor Speedway. Which, yeah, they didn't use the banking at all for... no. They showed the trucks... Actually, the 8 trucks went side by side in the corners for, like, driver intros or truck intros. But other than that, they just used the infield bit. But, yeah, there was monster trucks at Bristol Motor Speedway, and it was awesome. And that is a track I could put in the Rigs of Rods, but I just forgot to. I have to find where it is. Yeah, they have had it all. It just seems... Bristol just seems to be the perfect facility. Pretty much. It seems to be a perfect facility. Which by... Oh, Daytona? Okay. I'm just going to switch over to NASCAR. I mean, I've basically been mentioning NASCAR anyway because, you know, heard they're Bristol. But something... Since we're at Daytona, something NASCAR needs to bring back is the Battle at the Beach. They need to bring back Battle of the Beach, which is that I think they ran... It ran in the backstretch, like right out of turn 2. And it was like a short track. They need to bring that back. That was awesome. That was just so awesome. Like, it's... If it had monster trucks, a school... A Mr. Beast video. Preseason Thunder... Oh, is that what it was called? I didn't know that was called. But they should bring that back. Just like, you know. Which for some reason, as a kid, when I saw like the Battle at the Beach was like... For some reason, I thought the Battle at the Beach was ran like right outside the tri-oval going into turn 1. I don't know why I thought that, but that didn't make sense. With the test cars? What year? Oh, no. I mean like... Battle at the Beach. I'll explain it. Battle at the Beach is... It was in the... Like, basically, like I said, they made... So, Battle at the Beach was where... They're at Daytona here. And they made a temporary short track. Like, in like... And they didn't really take much. They just put some barriers and whatever. put something, and then yeah. So it'd be like, so like, how do I put this? It's like right out of turn two, they would just use that backstretch, or like a part of the backstretch. Like I said, it was a short track, and like one half was, like like hey, the half closer to the infield wall would be where the start finish line is, and then the backstretch would be, well, basically the backstretch of the track, of the full track. You gotta look it up. So NASCAR Battle at the Beach 2013. There was a crazy. It was like I remember watching a Whelen modified race in 2013, where Danny Bond flipped over Ryan Preece. There was a driver that flipped over Ryan Preece. It was crazy. There was like a red flag and everything. Like it was such an it's just, I don't know. Like the late models race in Daytona. Yeah, like the NASCAR Whelen All American Series, or well, you know it now as the NASCAR like weekly series. Back then it was called the All American Series. They ran the Battle at the Beach. So like, that was the closest that late models ever got to like racing at Daytona. They just ran like the makeshift short track that was like right out of turn two. That's basically how it went. Like if you look up the geometry of it, or heck, even look back at like if you want to look at one of my older stuff, like the Trackster Pro Series, which is like the offline league I did. Ryan most likely flipped 100 times and went to the moon. Oh no, he didn't flip over. Someone flipped over, like not really flipped over Ryan. It's just that modifieds. You notice how modifieds could somehow get stuck on each other, and that's basically what happened. They kind of got stuck, and like so, Preece kind of went up into Danny Bond or whatever. So like basically like Ryan Preece wound up like pinning Danny into the wall, and it sent Danny's car over. He didn't necessarily go directly over Ryan Preece, but like he was close. Like it was a weird crash with like 20 laps to go. Like they were getting really racy. And oh jeez. Let's see if I can find a Monster Energy truck. Monster Energy, let's see. And there's a lot of versions of this one. I'll find the original. Where is it? MMM. Gosh darn it. Why is it labeled differently? Maybe it's ME? I forgot they just label things already. I don't know why they label it like that. Oh no. Let me try. I'll just put energy and see what I get. It is ME. Why do they do that? Auto Sim 2 yesterday. It is fire. Oh boy. I'm not sure how to feel about Auto Sim 2. I don't know. It seemed like something for me because I tend to be a very, I don't know. I just tend to be a stats guy, but like, I don't know. For some reason I was just never really interested. Please tell me it's this one. I'm going to say it's this one. $139. How the 139 with the trucks? Did John Wood win anything in trucks? I actually don't know how he is in trucks. Hang on, this one has light. Let me see. Never mind. It doesn't have any. That I could probably see. At some point, this thing had not... I won't use the word underglow, but it was just light within, like, the roll cage or something. Monster Energy, man. This thing was awesome. And Jeremy Clements. Okay, I'm glad I could I'm glad I could somewhat understand the typo. I didn't even have to look at 51. I just knew right away Jeremy Clements. 5-time champion in Busch. He has to go down as the most successful owner driver of of the modern era, if that's the case. My goodness. Which is pretty impressive. He's gone this far, even though Clements always sucks in the even though Clements always sucks in the playoffs. It's pretty cool to see him still somewhat thrive every now and again. All in one save. That's crazy. Maybe I'll give it a shot, just see what dumb stuff happens. Because, my goodness, I remember there was another guy. I think there was another guy who got... There was another guy I talked to or whatever. In, Discord. I forgot what we were talking about, but essentially he mentioned how he was just running the 1982 Cup Series drivers in NR 2003. And it's just such bizarre... And 1982 was such a bizarre world in NASCAR because it was the year that Dale Earnhardt sucked. Pretty much the only year that Dale Earnhardt absolutely... So, people say 1992 was bad for him, but 82 was a career worse for Dale Earnhardt in the Cup Series. Straight up. Because I was in a 2002 mod, and I... stayed in Roush. Okay. But yeah, that was crazy. But it was just crazy. I think he got. Funny thing, I think my buddy got. What was his? He got some obscure driver to win a race. I forgot who. It was some obscure owner driver. But yeah, 1982. Actually, ooh. Okay, I gotta ask. Do you know what happened in 1982, or the crazy stuff that happened? In 82? Do you know what happened in 1982 in the Cup Series? No? Okay. Well, it's like I mentioned, that was Dale Earnhardt, Dale Sr.'s worst year because he spent it with, Bud Moore, which ran if you ever see the number... If you remember, what... The scheme that Hailie Deegan threw it back to in her short time in the Xfinity Series. She threw it back to Dale Earnhardt's... Yeah... The Wrangler, it was the Wrangler number 15 Ford. No, it was the Ford. It was the Ford. Yeah. Dale did run. Yeah, he ran the 15 in 1982. It was awful. It was a short period because how Dale Earnhardt ran 3 years in a 2 car for some guy named Rod Osterlin, and Dale got his first, he got his first championship in his sophomore year with Rod. Pretty cool story. He was a pretty fast guy. At some point in 81, he sold the team to this guy named J.D. Stacy. Dude is kind of shady. He's a businessman. He's one of those he looks like the textbook oil businessman. I don't know, something like that. He's a shady guy, and his story I won't explain here. That's complicated. Just know that Dale Earnhardt hated JD's guts to the point where he left the team. He went to the 15. Sucked for a year, and switched over to Childress. Now, I don't think his success with Childress is immediate, but at the end of the day, it still beat Richard Childress driving for himself. I think he still was at the time. Shane Meal just won a champion innovate. Oh boy, oh that's wild. Yeah, basically, that's basically the perfect scenario. That's basically a perfect scenario if Shane didn't have his demons. The perfect scenario. I am KHI. Oh, nice. But yeah, Oh, yeah, and the other thing, if you know about... Okay, Oh, yeah, I know it's coming out of corporate, but... If you know about Mark Martin... Mark Martin's sad rookie year. And this is his first stint in NASCAR. Because believe it or not, if you didn't know... Mark Martin almost quit NASCAR before the 90s. Martin Truex Jr., that's pretty cool. Yeah, Mark Martin almost quit NASCAR before the 90s rolled around. I know that about Mark. Yeah. That was rough to see. All because a sponsor went bankrupt. Jesus Christ, mid-season. Oh, by the way, okay, so if you don't know, well, yeah, the JD, okay, this actually links back to the JD Stacy thing. Mark Martin drove that number 2, the same, it's like the 2 car that's owned by JD Stacy. The same team that Dale quit. After Martin's bad rookie year, because I think he sold off the rest of his team and just drove for JD. Yeah, like I said, JD Stacy just loved throwing his name on stuff. Like if you watch if you look at, I think I even looked at the 1982 car set. There's like 8 different cars that have the name JD Stacy on the back of it, because dude loves putting his name on the back on cars. But he just wasn't paying them. So, and actually killed off a few teams. He had like 7 cars in a... Yeah, that one. I remember seeing a Slapshoes video about that. That dude... And if you want some perspective on how much people hated this guy, and not even just in NASCAR, just in life... Like, not even just in NASCAR, just in life... That story where... What was it? How, I think at one random diner, his car was rigged to blow when he would leave and just reverse. The only reason it didn't happen was because some random cops admired his car and then just noticed something suspicious on the bottom. It's a crazy story. It's the craziest thing. The fact that he died peacefully is bizarre with the amount of enemies he had. It's just bizarre, but... And I lost rear steering. Great. It's busted. It does not take much to break steering in this thing. My goodness. Well, sort of. I don't know. It depends. My goodness. That Gen 7 car, by the way, I got a... Gosh darn Gen 7. I think, like, one guy tried to kill him, like, 3 times. Ooh. I actually don't know. I wouldn't be shocked though. Like I said, JD Stacy made a lot of enemies on and off the track. Like, it's crazy. Like, I think they ruled out, like, so they tried to do an investigation over who actually rigged the car to blow in the first place. They were thinking it was one of the drivers, but he was ruled out. So I guess it was, I don't think they ever solved that one. At least William Byron won a race yesterday. Yeah. And then about William Byron, I've always had mixed feelings about William Byron. I never hated the guy. I just don't really root for him. Like, I don't know. Actually, I'll put it like this. Yeah, you know what? Yeah. And honestly, and seeing his journey, seeing William Byron's journey is really awesome. And the crazy thing is, this links back to Austin Hill, because I'll put it like this. I think I started... 2015 was the year I was basically starting to watch, like, more than just NASCAR, the Cup Series. I thought they didn't leave... Oh, didn't have... Yeah. That was nuts. But yeah, as I was saying, like... Back in 2015, I started watching a whole bunch of other stuff, like Global Rallycross. And, like, started watching, like, other stuff that wasn't the Cup Series. So I started watching the Xfinity Series more. I started watching the Truck Series. I started watching the K&N Pro Series. Both East and West, though primarily East. And in the East Series, like, hear this carefully, if you don't, like... So in the East Series, it was William Byron against Rico Abreu. Huh? And my grandma was so... Okay, I actually don't know what you're saying there. Usually I could translate it, but I can't. But, yeah, as I was saying, William Byron... Oh, yeah. But, yeah, like, as I was saying, like, in the 2015 K&N Pro... Oh! Somersault? Yes. But, yeah, in the K&N Pro Series East, it was basically William Byron taking on Rico Abreu. Oh, confused. Okay. But yeah, it was William Byron taking on Rico Abreu, Kaz Growler. Who else was in it? Dalton Sargent, Scott Hecker, and I kid you not, Austin Hill. Yes. Can-Am Pro Series East. Like there was still like a decent amount of cars running in Can-Am Pro Series East in 2015. It's just that the main battle was between those 5. That was the main battle throughout the season. Yeah, that's a crazy one. So it was William Byron versus Austin Hill. Kaz Grala is goated. And that's why I found it really. That's why I just like. That's why I find it that's why I admire those guys when they made it this far, especially Noah Gragson, because Noah Gragson ran in the East series. Not East. Noah Gragson ran in the West series the same year. You know, so seeing guys like Noah. So for me to just grow up, like I was like, me being 12 at the time, watching William Byron, Kaz Grala, Noah Gragson, Austin Hill, whether you love him or hate him, you see where they are now. Especially since a lot of them basically everyone I just mentioned, except for William Byron, had a really slow climb. Because William Byron won the 2015 East Championship. Yeah, I don't blame you. But like I said, it was still, even despite how much I hate him, I still find it pretty cool how just the way. Yeah, but I still found it pretty cool. Like I said, everyone I just mentioned running East and West in 2015, everyone except William Byron took a slow climb. William Byron won 2015 East Championship. Then he had a really good year in trucks in 2016. I forgot what team he drove for. I think it was Kyle Busch Motorsports in the 9 truck. Sponsored by Liberty University, which I think that's where William Byron school that William went to, or his dad had connections in. 2021 New Hampshire. Oh yeah, that was awesome. At that point, I wasn't really a fan of Eric anymore, but even I found it really awesome for him to just beat everyone straight up on speed. That was phenomenal. That's easily his best win in the Cup Series, bar none. And I know he's only won 3 Cup races, but still, that's his best one easily. Because especially when everyone tends to put an asterisk to the plate wins, especially if that's the only wins you have. So that makes it even cooler to see him not only win in an intermediate, but kick everyone's butts, and that was only his 3rd win in the Cup Series. Thank God it was getting dark, yeah. But yeah, that's the thing, seeing those guys grow up, and then seeing Kaz Grala, I know it's more complicated. I think it's just funding, because otherwise the guy is pretty solid. Even though he's only won 1 race in the top 3 series, and that was a truck race in Daytona, 2017. But other than that, he's still a solid hand to have around. Which I think is the reason. Which honestly, I think that's why he outlasted Brett Holmes. Which poor Brett Holmes, man. I'm gonna miss that guy. I have the money team car from the 500. Oh yeah. I might paint that for the Trackstar Cup Series. I know I haven't done that in ages. I'm very inconsistent with that. It's the one where I do stop motion with 2024 cars. I gotta throw that in there just because I love that Pit Viper car. I know people really hate that team. People really saw that team as incompetent. Even Racing with Joe's video talked basically did not count Kaz Grala's race with them as experience. Racing with Joe makes awesome videos. Race 3 to race 4 took 4 months. Are you talking about me? Oh no. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Like I said, my attention span is so flip-floppy. I actually expected myself to be 3 seasons in at this point. That just goes to tell you how how dumb my brain is. It's not necessarily lazy. It's just that my brain spirals on what to do half the time. That's why I haven't done like Rigs of Rod stuff in a while. Not counting live streams. I wish I had the Connor Daly car. Oh yeah, Connor Daly. Connor Daly. That car is pretty cool. $24. 24? 24 and oh yeah, Xfinity. Sam Hunt. Which Sam Hunt makes solid cars too. And the thing about Sam Hunt is that he used to race in the Pro Series East as well. A few years before William Byron did. But like nonetheless, Sam Hunt was racing. He did used to race. I guess it just didn't pan out, but at least he has a solid team. Which has the unfortunate Dean Thompson. Which I still kind of feel bad for. Not as much anymore, but at least Dean Thompson is having a better year, even if it's not as memorable as the Truck Series. Because did I break something? Something's dragging. I broke front wheel drive. Oh, jeez. Okay, for a second I thought I killed the engine by accident. Yep, lost front wheel drive. Whatever. Austin Dillon is a Cup Series champ with 11 years. Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord. Alright, let's try. I'm just going to keep trying trucks here. Alien Invade. Ooh, actually, I might as well show you the Iron Man truck. The very first one. Ooh, boy. And Jeremy Clements with 9 wins in trucks. Yeah. Pretty cool to see Jeremy Clements, like, just go as far as he did, for real. It's just fine. Like, I don't know. I find it interesting that he never... Or no, he did race for other teams at some point. Just... I don't know when he switched over to his own, though. Which, by the way, hey. Okay, wait. You want to know a crazy ARCA story? I'm not sure if you noticed, because I don't know, like, what YouTubers you watch. But, like, there is this... I just mentioned Racing with Joe. I watched his content. He made a video, like, about a year and a half ago, or probably even earlier, talking about the 50-car ARCA race in 2008. Which is just mind-blowing. You watch Racing with Joe? Oh, okay. Yeah, because his stuff's awesome. That actually inspired me for one of the videos a couple years back. I think a couple years back I made a video of, like, I missed the news and NASCAR channel. Oh. Well, like, I remember, I think there was a video I made a couple years ago of, like, oh, the 20, like, what was it? 5 worst Truck Series drivers of 2023. And it was basically because I saw Racing with Joe's videos on, like, 2022. And I had, like, NR 2003 racing, like, playing in the background. As I showed some pictures and I showed stats and everything. The News was the name. Oh, okay. Yeah. And I made one for the Xfinity Series as well. Which, when I covered Garrett Smithley and then I saw Racing with Joe's video on it, I'm like, oh, Smithley was that bad? Like, I kind of just like, oh, Smithley DNQ'd like 5 races. But then I realized, when Joe shows it, I'm like, oh. Like, for some reason, it never came to my mind that Smithley actually qualified his cars. Except for 2023 when he didn't. It never came to my mind that he actually qualified his cars. Like, so, yeah. Because I was baffled at first why he's like, he put Smithley at number 2. I'm like, what? Then I realized, yeah, given his expectations, that's bad. That 14 car has been so bad this year. 14? 14. Oh, okay, the Xfinity. I was confused. I'm like, I was about to say, like, there's no 14 in the Cup Series. Sorry. Okay, I can see what you mean now. For a minute, I'm like, I was thinking, when you said 14, I thought Briscoe, just off the top of my head. I'm like, you mean last year? Then I thought, wait. Okay, I forgot that car is even running full time. I thought it was just part time like last year. But yeah, that's bad. He missed the field? I didn't even know that. That's terrible. Yikes, man. Because I think what helped... Because another thing with Racing with Joe, I think, well, the other video, I think it was that video of like 14 drivers who weren't signed in 2025 or whatever. And one of them was Kyle Weatherman. It sucks that we have not seen Kyle Weatherman since last year. Because unlike Smithley, Weatherman actually qualifies. Like, I think Weatherman still missed a couple races. Who knows why? I don't think it's from driver changes. Well, or like racer, or at least according to racer. Hosevar was at Coda? Oh, like the 14 was still driven. Sorry. I don't know. It sounded like, for a second, it sounded like Garrett Smithley drove the car and just DNQ'd it. Which at this point wouldn't shock me. Some guys just get worse. Some guys can only be mid for a solid mid driver for so long. And it is what it is. What was all for? I'm not. Okay, again, interesting notifications. Iron Man. Where's the other Marvel car from 2010? I'll have to look for it. Let's see. I don't know if Garrett missed the race or if he got Chris Wright. I'm not sure either. Which, by the way, it's cool to see Chris Wright back in ARCA, even if it's just... I heard it's only for like 3 races. I think Chris Wright's only only run like 4 races in ARCA this year. About 4. I could be wrong though. It's pretty cool. See Chris Wright come back. Because man, I gotta be honest. I knew Chris Wright sucked. Only had 16 starts. Wait, Chris Wright or Smithley? Oh, yeah, right. So wait, no, you're talking about Smithley. Maybe. I lost track of the stats. All I know is that Chris Wright just got fired recently. Some starts to get mixed up. I think I looked at the Xfinity stats recently, too. I was going to make that Josh Lee Vent Station video, but I just never did. Had 21 starts. Oh, boy. The thing about SS Greenlight is that they're a really weird mix. Because they'll run middle of the field, and on certain tracks, and then on other tracks they'll just straight up DNQ. Like that 2022 video that Racing with Joe made is interesting. Joe Graff Jr. DNQ'd once. David Starr, I think, DNQ'd 4 times. Which is interesting. Oh boy, did I lose track? What was Marvel in 2011? You gotta be kidding me. I gotta mention this. There is a NASCAR driver who mainly competes in Moss Jam. His name is Camden Murphy. He had a really good run in ARCA at Dover. He's a Moss Jam driver. And he'll run NASCAR whenever he's free, which is usually around the summertime. And I don't have the truck, do I? No, I don't. Okay, great. I'll probably find something that he drove. I don't know. Yeah, that 14 car, man, his stats were... That's a really weird mix. I didn't even know they ran all the races, or most of the races, this year. I thought the 14 car was another part-time effort, like they just run certain races. But since the '08 isn't really around anymore, I guess that's their '08 this time around. Which, man. That's interesting. Let's see. Not Dirt Crew. Where's Brodozer? Where's that diesel? Oh, there it is. That diesel fuel. This thing was a beast. And it took a while. It took a minute to load. Oh, good lord. Here we go. Not sure if it specifically sounded like this, but yeah, this thing looked like a monster. Or it sounded weird. I wouldn't say monster. Oh, come on! I already broke it. Yep. That sucks. I broke the back. It's jeez. I really want to get something done with this. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy, the Xfinity Series, man, I'm telling you. This year, okay, biggest disappointment. Okay, actually, okay, Taylor, if you're still there, tell me who you think is the biggest disappointment in the Xfinity Series right now. Like, just stats-wise. I'm not counting Austin Hill. It's like, cause, like, you know, Austin Hill is good. It's just, like, does stupid stuff. So, basically, Ty Gibbs. Oh, shoot. Oh! I saved it. Let's go. I didn't think that was possible. Man, I'm surprised myself with the saves I could do here. Mozak in the fourth. I didn't even know Mozak ran the 14 for a race. Actually, wait a minute. I think he drove. Okay, I remember now because I look at J-Ski, the J-Ski site a lot because it helps me with like paint. It helps me with like paint scheme references for stuff I do. Street race. Okay, I was about to ask. I was about to guess either Portland or Chicago. So, well, she has ran Portland a few times. For me, it's William Sawalich. Because I think the dude's like 30th or so in the standings, driving for Joe Gibbs. And this annoys me because William Sawalich was just... William Sawalich only ran like 14 races in ARCA last year, and he won 7 of them. Like, dude was dominating, but the main reason he didn't run part-time was because he was underage. He just outright, like, he couldn't run Daytona. He just straight up wasn't allowed. And there's probably some other tracks he just wasn't allowed to run at. And, well, yeah. But despite that, he still dominated. And Sawalich was, like, top 15 in the ARCA standings last year. He was that good. Pretty much the same for Connor Zilic. I think Zilic made less starts than Sawalich in ARCA last year, but pretty much, I think, 4 wins. I don't remember. All I know is that ARCA in 2024 was the Sawalich Zilic show. It was just those two guys winning week in and week out, with like with like a random guy like Gus Dean winning at Daytona, or Jake Finch winning at that absolute bore fest that was that Talladega race. And like, you know, and not to discredit Jake Finch, because Jake Finch is a fast guy on other tracks. It's just that in Talladega, it's like none of them tried. None of them tried. Like, they just did not try. Like, it's disappointing. Like, I don't know if it was out of fear of like what happened at Daytona. Maybe that's why. But it's like you still need to try. Like, it's not like the Gen 7 car where it's just gonna fly if you do a stupid block, you know? Chris Wright or Casey Kane, Josh Bilicki, what? Casey Kane? I mean, he ran one race. I don't even think that whatever mishap happened, I don't think it was his fault. But yeah, Chris Wright for sure. Because at the end of the day, I thought Sawallisch first because he just came up, but then again, Sawallisch just turned 18. So, like, at the end of the day, I think it's just Joe Gibbs rushing him up too early. Like, I know he's having a bad time, but it's like, I think the guy Sawallisch just needs time. Like, him skipping trucks, and Sawallisch has made sporadic starts in trucks during the time he was dominating ARCA, but for some reason they didn't try to start him there, or like they couldn't find a Toyota team to like help him out, like maybe spend a year at Tricon Garage, because the Truck Series, I don't think the Truck Series has a limit as to how many entries a team could have. Like if Tricon wanted to, they could run 5 trucks. Just give Sawallisch a full-time truck ride to give him some experience. But instead, they sent him up to Xfinity at 18. It's like I guess they were trying to find their next William Byron or something. But my goodness, he sucked. Sawallisch just sucked this year, and I'm not gonna blame it entirely on him. He's just inexperienced, and I broke the truck again. Another one. Chris Wright, I'm going to answer about Chris Wright. And Chris Wright, I actually agree with you more now that you mention it, because the more I think about it, Chris Wright has chances. Heck, he was in that 2022 Worst Drivers video racing with Joe made. What was he, number 6 on the list? Like, he was the worst. Like, what was it? I think Chris Wright was booted before the season even ended. He was that bad. Driving for Nice Motorsports. And he was like the worst amongst the 4 of them, because like only Carson Hocevar was doing anything right with Nice Motorsports in 2022. But Chris Wright was his own level of bad. And 2022, not 2022, what was he doing in 2023? I don't remember. All I know is that in 2024, drives for Venturini in that 15 car. I gotta paint that for Sarka, because I just realized somehow no one made a 15. No one came up with a 15 car for Sarka. So that actually would have been a decent option just to put Chris Wright in at 15 myself, but maybe I'll just wait it out. I want to at least pan things out for the current Sarka lineup before I just start adding or removing guys wherever. You know, as the lore goes on. Oh, jeez, I stuffed it. In Cup, Suarez or Herbst? Oh, Herbst was inevitable. Like, I was rooting for Herbst to have a good time, to have a good run, but I just knew it wasn't going to happen. In my head, sort of. I didn't think he'd be that bad, though, given how... Like, I know what you said about Bubba Wallace and how he is compared to his teammate. Bubba Wallace might as well be... Dude might as... Like, good lord. By comparison between Herbst and Wallace... Bubba Wallace might as well be Denny Hamlin. In the sense of, like, you know, in terms of wins. Or just overall stats. Like, Bubba might as well be Denny Hamlin, by comparison. What did I say? Or FRM. I like how you just put FRM as a whole. You don't pick a specific driver. That's funny, but that's fair. Gregson's still a pretty popular guy, oddly enough. But it sucks that things did not work out. I don't know why. I keep having high hopes for Noah Gragson, even with front row, and it's like, maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's because Michael McDowell. You know what it is, actually, Taylor? I think it's the illusion, is that illusion of because Michael McDowell did something right with him. Because think about this, the team is always like, even though, even like if you look at like when Michael McDowell's there, a lot of the like the top performances by like Front Row Motorsports at a given race, whether it's short track or random intermediate here or there. A lot of those standout performances, a lot of those Front Row Motorsports standout performances was just Michael McDowell. Like somehow Michael McDowell turned into this guy who could get something right with middle of the road teams. He became that guy. Dylan Kwasniewski, he made it past the rookie year. That's an accomplishment. Wasn't he the only guy from the first NASCAR Next program to just be gone within a year? Or he was basically the biggest failure among them? Which is really funny, given that Matt DiBenedetto was on that class, so you think on paper he would have been the worst? I swear Kwasniewski and DiBenedetto were in the same NASCAR Next class. The very first one, which had like Daniel Suarez, Larson, Wallace. It had someone else. I think Chase Elliott was a part of it too. What are some KHI numbers? I think just 2 and 33. And I think 6, but they only ran that. They ran that earlier in the Truck Series. I know Matt Crafton ran for KHI for like 1 year. Ty Majeski. Oh boy, I wouldn't know. If 33 is available. If you're trying to put Ty Majeski in the truck, I don't know. I'd say put him in 33. And awesome too, Corey LaJoie. Oops, I fell back. Just won a championship for stuck in my throat. Chip Ganassi. Oh Lord. 33 for Dylan. Oh. Alright. I still feel old when it comes to the Dillon brothers, man. Good Lord. Specifically Austin Dillon. Because like I said, I think I was like 12, 11. Actually, I would have turned 12 in 2014. To think I was 12 in 2014. Seeing this guy. Seeing how NASCAR was hyping him up here and there. See him in the Cup Series in the rookie year. I think he was the only rookie I recognized in the 2014 rookie class when that happened. I'm saying Ty was in next, I think. Huh. Tricon Garage had 5 trucks in their first year. All full-time. Actually, no, sorry. I went back to the art comment because I guess I didn't process it properly. Tricon Garage had 5 trucks in their first year, all full-time. I meant I meant having a driver full-time. Like having a I meant like having the same driver for like each truck. Or basically I meant all the trucks are ran full-time by the same driver, same drivers all year long. That's what I meant. Because I know the one truck, the number 1 entry, ran the entire season. It was like with a whole bunch of different guys. I have Austin Cindric in the 62 car. How do we get there? The 62? How did that happen? And a 33 in Cup, and I have in Clements in a 92 in truck. This, okay, now I do have to try Awesome. Jeez. If this is what's happening, Cindric in the 62, I don't think Cindric was gonna be with any other team as long as his dad was with Penske. Though now that his dad's gone, maybe that'd be a change. Keelan Harvick's number is 62 in the 62. Okay, Chai. Okay, I get it now. I get it. If that was... I don't know if that was the point, but... That's why you... Okay, yeah. Ooh, let's see if I can jump this thing. Oh, no, I'm going to hit the backflip ramp. Nope, never mind. I still broke the back of it. Great. I'll try to drive it as is, see what I can do with it. Yeah, it's like this year has been interesting. And maybe it's just me. This is a pattern I've noticed. For some reason, all the odd number years are just not interesting to me. I don't know what it is. For me, the even number years tend to be the most chaotic. Like 2022 and 2024. It's not like 2025 has been forgettable. It's just that it just feels like a mishmash of dumb things happening. Oh! Oh, yes! Oh my gosh, I never thought I'd be able to do that here in this game. That's like the first time I've pulled that off. Because it never seems to work. That was a bad attempt at a slapway. Josh Williams is a Busch champ in the 8 car. For Chance 2 Motorsports? Why Chance 2? I mean, that's a cool team, but why Chance 2? You sure it wasn't Second Chance Motorsports? Hey, you sure Josh Williams was a race for Second Chance Motorsports? Or Second Chance Racing, whatever it was called? That's my question. Good old Second Chance Motorsports. That story was the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my... No, I've heard a lot. Never mind. There's probably worse. Look, I feel like it's one of the dumbest stories I've heard when it comes to a NASCAR team and their incompetence. Tyler Hill champ for DEI. This almost sounds like ChatGPT messing around or something. I don't know. Which I haven't really tried ChatGPT for much. I think I just had to answer questions. Yeah. You sure Josh Williams was a driver for Second Chance Motorsports? And that ugly 79 car? I don't know how that team got a new car when they did. Because that team formed up right when the Xfinity Series was switching over to a new car in 2010 or whatever. And oh no, I knew that was gonna go badly. That was an odd angle. I put it in Gen on. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see if I can backflip with this thing, or maybe if I could try a consecutive backflip. Then again, that kind of requires luck. Wheel stand. Ooh! Nope, too much. Alright. Let me check Discord for a minute. The what? These champions make no sense. What the what? Josh Williams 2017. I don't even know if Josh Williams was in that series by that point. No, I think Josh Williams was still running an ARCA in 2017, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Six-time champion. Oh my gosh. People probably thought that of Austin Dillon. They thought that's what was going to happen, probably. Well, probably not 6 in a row. But, yeah. Oh my gosh, I wrecked this thing. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I was going that crazy, but I guess so. See what else I can find. Matt Kenseth 2012 champ. I feel like Kenseth had a shot. I don't know what happened. Like, I feel like Kenseth had a shot in real life. I don't know what happened there. One, two, three. I'll just pick 2008. This is the one I grew up on anyway. Blue Thunder. This truck, I love this one. And this truck, oh boy, this is one of the few trucks to actually be like. This is a Monster Jam owned truck. This truck, oh my gosh, this thing was backed by Ford. This thing was backed by Ford. By Ford themselves. It was crazy. Bill Ford tough, like they backed this thing. And they had a good driver for it. Like that dude would win. Because Gravedigger tend to win, especially in 2008, 2010 around there, or 2008 to 2014 or something. Gravedigger would pretty much win almost all the time, sort of, or at least it felt like it. But Blue Thunder was one of those guys. Blue Thunder was one of those trucks that could really, give them a run for their money. And I lost a tire just doing that. Paulie Haraka. Oh, Lord, I don't want to talk about Paulie Haraka. For Penske and Busch. I don't know why. I don't know how he wound up with Ford, but alright. I couldn't replicate what I did with Bro Dozer. Great. I am significantly failing with Blue Thunder right now. Oh, no. Is it stuck? It's stuck. Yep, it's stuck. It is stuck. Can you, like... Finally. Oh my gosh. I don't know why he was in NASCAR 14 and 12 car. Car never exists. I don't know. My theory is that it probably would have been a Truck Series team that was gonna start, maybe. That's the thing, like that was still NASCAR 14, that was still around the time. Oh jeez, I didn't see it. But NASCAR 14 was still around the time that NASCAR, for whatever reason, they would put some drivers from like the Xfinity Series or Truck Series and plop them into the Cup lineup for whatever reason. So like the game I play, like NASCAR, the game 2011, Todd Bodine was in the Cup Series with the Germain Racing number 30, which was actually pretty cool. I mean, he was like a Truck Series champion, so like it made sense. Like Bodine was like the top truck guy, so just plop the. Like, if you're not gonna have the Truck Series in your NASCAR game, just plop the top truck guy in there and run him with the big dogs. Jennifer Jo Cobb, I swear it's because she's a woman. I actually, because thinking about it now, I have no idea why they used her. Like, especially the scheme she ran, like, she didn't run it that often. I don't get, especially around that time, like, 2011 is around the time Jennifer Jo Cobb drove for that team I mentioned earlier, the Second Chance Racing, or Second Chance Motorsport team I just told you about. She was the one who drove that thing. Top 5, huh. Oh, it just straight up never existed. I don't know why then. Yeah, that's, okay, that makes it more bizarre then. What, so you're telling me the 12 wasn't even a concept? Kind of like those canceled Gen 7 teams? So it didn't even exist as a then that's bizarre. Well, you know what then? Now that I think about it, it doesn't shock me anymore. given that whole Jennifer Jo Cobb thing I just mentioned. Because think about it, how did Jennifer Jo Cobb, like, she did not run full time when NASCAR 2011 came out. And like I said, she was driving for she was literally driving for a starting park team in 2011. So I don't know what the process was to get her in the game. Maybe it was because of 2010. I don't know. It was like a 2010 paint scheme. But it's still bizarre to me. Like, I don't know why they have her in there. That's probably the most exposure Joe Cobb ever got, by the way. Just being in the 2011 game. But then again, when you think about it, the 2011 game in and of itself is such a weird anomaly of a game. When looking at the lineup, because Kevin Conway and that infamous Extend sponsorship apparently only ran 3 races in 2011. 3 or 4 races in 2011. I think he parked in most of them. I thought that at least Conway found success in sports cars, I think. My goodness, NASCAR did not pan out. The thing that Conway is the reason for that Z-Line Designs sponsorship that Kyle Busch used to win the 2009 Busch Championship is insane. Also, Kevin Conway's car, 2012 with the... I didn't know. 2012? Conway wasn't even racing in NASCAR in 2012. That's odd. Beer cars can't be in the game. Well, I know that, but despite that, Extends is in there. Like, kids know what beer is. But what use would they have for... What use do kids have for Extends? The fact that I never looked up that sponsor as a kid, like, actually baffles me. I actually baffle myself, the fact that... Because I would be that kid who looks up these sponsors and what they are. The fact that I never looked up Extends as a kid is bizarre. I'm surprised that wasn't some sort of court thing. I was surprised that there was never, like... If some family with children, like, sued because of that. If that is a story, I'm surprised no one really talks about it. The Wii 2012? He's probably not in the other ones then, because otherwise I would have seen it. I think I've seen a video with the full lineup. But that's weird. It's weird that he would be in the Wii version, because Conway was not in NASCAR in any capacity after 2011. Like, I don't even think he was signed on with anyone else. He was just done. And to think, man, like, the amount of lawsuits that his sponsor was getting because the thing didn't even work. That could make sense. 7 for Junior Motorsports. Well, I know for a 2011 game, yeah. By the way, because for a 2011 game, for some reason there were 3 7 cars. I think it was 3 7 cars. Because there was Robbie Gordon, we already know about Robbie. Danica Patrick in the GoDaddy car, and then Josh Wise in the 7 car for whatever. Like, Josh Wise did run sporadically for Junior Motorsports, I think, around that time. But it still felt weird that they had 2 Junior Motorsports cars, and they ran like separate cars, by the way. They're ran as separate cars. It's not like, paint schemes out, like, they'll flip-flop between. I knew it was going to break like that. Kyle Larson still in how is he still in trucks? Huh. That feels cruel. Let's see what else. Oh man, I didn't realize how long this is. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can find a course with a crazy backflip ramp. No. Okay. Wait. San Francisco, Tacoma, Tampa. I'm trying to think of one. Pontiac 2006. Philadelphia. Yeah, let's look at Philadelphia. Why not? This leads me to one more thing I'll probably talk about for this. Basically, I gotta think about it. Some of the oh boy, like what's like the craziest track that you've like heard of? Like I don't know, just history of like NASCAR. What was like the craziest track that you've personally ever heard of? No, Pete Chapman, Bush. That feels like too much parody. Maybe that's just me. Then again, four seasons of the Tracks to Pro series. Who am I to talk? I don't know. Their champions were never really. I feel like none of them could repeat being champion. Okay, I'm gonna try Bulldozer 2001. No, 2002. Let's try. Why not? I don't know the difference, but yeah, I want to know like what's the craziest track that you've like heard about in NASCAR history. I gotta know. That dog track. Oh yeah. Or Airbase Speedway. Track Slapshoes made a video. Or the Track Slapshoes made a video on it. I don't know what it's called. A video. Okay, a specific video. Probably. Okay, there's a few. Rally. Okay, either Rally Speedway or Walt Disney World. I don't know how many he did. Just covering a specific track. I know Rally was nuts, though. In fact, I think NASCAR Man History made a 10-minute video about that, too. Talking about just, like... Alright, let's see what Bulldozer... This thing sits pretty high. Pretty cool. Ooh, wait. Ooh. And look at this. Yeah, I can actually blow smoke. Where the two people were paying people, and some guys came into their house and robbed the two owners? Oh, wait. I think the thing about that series, what was it? Cheaters, Scammers, Lawyer, what would we call it? It was just... I forgot what he called it. He made like 3 videos. I think I'm talking about the first one he did. I think it was Greenville Pickens Speedway or something. I think they're referring to the one... I think it was like the owner just wasn't paying the contractors or something. Yeah, the owners were just not paying the contractors. Just to make because of a fence. My goodness, to just show up with guns. What a time. Wild time. I wonder, I doubt this will ever happen. If NASCAR, I'm not sure if NASCAR will ever, I wonder if NASCAR will ever do 50 cars like ARCA. I wonder if NASCAR will ever do 50 cars again like ARCA did back in 2008. Because that's such a bizarre event. To just have 50 cars. Even though the race itself wasn't really like the most competitive race in the world. Like at all. Because it's still ARCA. But you know. I'm actually nailing these wheelies. What the what? It's pretty easy to do slap wheelies with these things. What, like... At least this boulder. Is this an? I think this is an in-house chassis. I don't know what. Maybe it's a PEI. I don't. I. I'm trying to think what chassis is. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's busted. Oh, shoot. Blowing smoke again. Let's see if I can. Oh, snap. 10-time champ. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Why? That sounds like a nightmare. To just imagine Austin doing more titles, like, the what? Drew Dollar. SHR 39? Oh, Lord. Drew Dollar. Oh my gosh, wait. That should have been someone to add in Sarka. I think I had him wrote. No, I didn't write him down. I think I came up with like 10 or so. I think with Sarka, I came up with like 10 or so drivers and then left the rest of it to you guys. I think I left the rest of the lineup to you guys. He just kicked the. Huh. That's bizarre. Oh, jeez. Come on, Bulldozer. Yeah, the way it sits pretty high. Backflip time. Nice. I didn't think I could nail it. And I missed it. Yep, that's gonna hurt. That was gonna hurt. That did not make... What was that? Oh, jeez. Need to make Dylan number one. Oh, no. You please don't. Please don't. It's Austin Dillon. Oh, shoot. I went over... Oh! I didn't think that would work. I thought I was done for it. Well, I'm done for there. But that save was nuts. Computer's... Oh, my gosh. Computer's losing it. Times. Oh, jeez. Come on. Feels like when Ultimate 23 Dragon was looking at Black Flags Matter's like simulation stream or whatever, which was an interesting watch. Dragon or Donkey... Ooh, you know what? I'm going to try Donkey Kong. There's one with eyes, but I'm not going to bother. Unless this is the one. I might have clicked... Oh, man. I might have clicked on the one with eyes. 12 times... Okay, now you're just trolling. Come on. I'd rather Riley Herbst be 5-time champ. And I'm serious about that. I don't know what it is. I'm kind of a Herbst fan. And was there rain? Why did water bounce off. Oh. Ty Dillon's never made a start in the game. Oh, Lord. And the nose is stuck. Oh, that was a weird line. Yeah, I like Herbst too. Thing that sucks though, if you watch the Akina series at all, that was a rough season for Herbst near the end, because the dude was running like top 5 in the point standings all season long until race 11 at Rockingham happened. And the thing is, with the Akina series or even just any offline league I do on NR, I love messing with the track INI files, but specifically for Akina, like they just went like crazy. And Herbst basically in storyline, I just had him storyline hospitalized for that. The fact that the tie just swings out like that whenever there's a donut is crazy. Deleting his stats. Oh, Lord. Man, I'm trying to auto-sim once, but I don't know. I might make auto-sim a live stream. Just see what happens, I guess. For me, I just like to see things play out in NR 2003, but I don't know. That'll probably be something. Oh, jeez, that would have. Oh, yeah, that destroyed the back. Ow. Oh. Hewlett Harbor Canal on KHI, though. Huh. Yeah, I might do that. That will be interesting to see. I think I'll. Okay, well, I think I'll. Oh shoot. Okay, didn't break none. I might have to test run it off screen, then just commit to it on a live stream at some point. No. No good. No good. No, I messed up. I thought I got the trajectory. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Yep, the rear drive shaft broke. That's inevitable. That'll be something to look out for. My goodness, that actually sounds interesting. Oh, I didn't. Oh, that was a pretty cool combo. I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think I was gonna make the ramp the way I did. I don't know how Monster Jam has these guys competing in this kind of thing. Like, the ramps tend to blend in a lot. This is what happens when it's just mainly a bunch of ramps. This is basically Monster Jam nowadays, because they just don't crush trucks. They don't crush cars as much anymore, and it makes it hard for me to just see. Let me go first person for a minute. Actually, I'm not saying that's the most accurate, but it's like it gives you an idea. It's like hard to see what is where. If I go opposite, oh, let me try this jump. At least there's lines there. Like, I can tell where certain jumps are. But it is a pain. Nice. Clean. Let me try again. Let me go 2 in a row. Let's see. Quirky backflip. Yeah. Here we go. Top 5 time shot. Oh, Lord. $2.13. This is going to be a stupid thing to do, but I'm going to try it out anyway. Oh, boy. And this one's going to take us back just to end this off. Oh, Lord. Going to take us back to World Finals 15. 13 is an awesome track setup, but we're going to end off the racing track. By the way, gotta mention I'm gonna add to that that Sarka Google Slides. At least I'm gonna try to. Yeah, I think I made 2 more cars. Wrong button. Maybe make some cars of Sarka I can. Yeah. I'll list it down because I tend to, be on the lookout for Google Sheets. I tend to add. I'm just trying not to just add too much because like I said, I'm trying to I'm trying to pan things out with the lineup we have right now. Because there's a lot of cars. Heck, some guys have yet to actually make the first start. And I'm talking about the ones I've actually printed. Alright, let's see who let the dogs out. Who should I have chasing? Okay, Monster Mutt. A truck from 2003. Or a debut in 2003. Yeah, I'll show you the original. Now, if you remember Avenger having... Now, this truck was owned by Monster Jam. But if you remember Avenger being a Chevy Bel Air, this car... This truck is a Mercury. Like 1953. Like a car older than the Bel Air. And they simply gave it, gave it a nose, tongue, and ears. And they give it a tail a few years later. Like this is the first version of Monster Mutt in 2003. It was a couple years after they gave it a tail. And the tongue actually moves. It actually moves like up and down. I don't think there's a function for it. I don't know a button for that thing. Unless I missed it. Let me see. Yeah, it doesn't show any commands for it. It usually show commands for like you move certain things on a truck. So yeah, the tongue just stays that way. Oh, let's see. Alright. Monster Mutt. Where is it? Oh, recording. Wait, how do I record? Because there's a way to have AI go crazy here. Have the Rottweilers chasing after me, because why not? Look at Discord. Okay. I'm gonna... Let's try to find... Okay. Rottweiler... Wait, the speed could go more? What? I didn't know it went more than 100. I'll just go 110. Oh my gosh. I didn't know I could do all that. Okay. Okay, let's do the Leduc jump. I'll give you more context on that when I live stream this specifically. I'm gonna freestyle. For this, I'm gonna freestyle all 32 trucks from that World Finals. Well, sort of. Not all of them are not. I don't have all of them. Or not all of them were made with this mod in mind. Come on, no back up. Okay, set to record. This might not work. Okay, it doesn't nosedive. That was my concern, was that it would nosedive into the crowd, and that's why they tarp it off, if you're wondering. Okay, stop the recording. Where is it? Am I able to drive? Nah, it's broken. I'll just... Okay, let's see how cool this looks. Watch this. This is gonna be great. Or actually, let me see Discord first. Before I start this up. Come on, phone. Don't do this to me. Alright. Ah. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Oh, by the way, Taylor, I have my own spreadsheet. I'm almost done. I made the whole Tasca Super Series Season 1 stats overall. Like, did all the results, did most of the stats down. And I remember you said, drivers who had bad seasons, Nick Simone, Amber Carroll, and Lizzie Nash. So Amber Carroll apparently only has one top 10. She's been trash everywhere else. I don't know who has the most DNFs. That might be a tie. Yeah, just wanted to mention that. Nick Simone and whoever, oh boy. Okay, let's do the stunt. Yeah, Lizzie Nash. Okay, I gotta mention this. This is sad. I didn't even notice this. Lizzie Nash was part-time for my team. She she only made 5 starts. She DNF'd in every single one of them. I don't even know what her average finish was. I forgot, but she DNF'd in every start. I wouldn't be surprised she has the worst average finish. But who knows? But my gosh, it's the most bizarre thing. I can't believe I did that to my team. I didn't want my team to dominate anything, but good lord, I took it too far. Tied with Amber Carroll. Well, Well, maybe with DNFs, I think. I'm actually not sure. I have to look back. Because I have this... Because I think I completed their stats, I know for sure. I just got 5 more. And that's the guys who are in the middle of the pack. Alright, let's see if I... Gosh, I don't know why camera changed like that. Okay, stunt time. I think... What's the distance between them? It should be fine. 14. Might freeze for a moment. Or 5. There they are. Uh-oh. Oh, no, 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 no. Nope, nope. Let me try again. I messed up. Gosh darn it. I meant to backflip as they jumped. I mistimed it. Actually, I may want to put them further, because if they, like, land on top of each other, it will, like, glitch out. There is AI in the game. Yeah, but it's very loose. It's very spotty. Like, this is the best you got. I could have added more vehicles, but I don't want to mess with the frame rate. And really limited on what you could do with them. I think I set them to race. Put them at high speed. I don't know what altitude has to do with anything. They're not planes. Okay, let's start again. Oh, shoot! Oh my gosh! Oh, he's still trying to go. Are you kidding me? That was insane. I've never done that with... Oh my gosh. I thought the game was gonna... Like, because the game tends to freak out when the trucks go through each other like that. And in that time... It's basically like its own form of... what is it called? Instability? Like BeamNG. That was insane. Oh my gosh. 2 people at the same time. Yeah, that was crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to make of that. That was... I don't know. It's never this crazy when I did stuff like this. Because I've done it... I don't think any of it made it to, like, the Razor Rods videos I've done. But that is insane how close I was cutting it. I basically suplexed the guy into the ground. Like, ow. Okay, let me bring out one more. Let's complete the Monster Mutt family. Well, I mean, there's Junkyard Dog, but I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah, Dalmatian. The Dalmatian. World Finals 8? I don't know what's special about the World Finals 8 version, but whatever. I never really noticed the difference this halftime. Uh-oh. Yep, I see the frames. Mm-hmm. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Here we go. I don't know. That's a lot. I don't know why you put so many jumps. Even for racing, you could tell. Even when looking at the racing map, you could tell they were doomed to fail with this. Because bear in mind, the next day, they didn't really remove any of these obstacles. They just added to it. Like, what were they doing? I don't know how to do a frame rate. I guess kill the engine, possibly? Oh my gosh, that was bad. Maybe we have to kill the engine. My goodness, this stream went longer than expected. I was meant to go till midnight, but then it just got deep in conversations. Well, it is what it is, you know. I mean, I said it was Q&A. I said it was a Q&A at the same time, so. Okay, if I could get one backflip out of this thing, and then... Oh, it's tilted. I'll try. Nice! One more. Oh my gosh, I stuffed it. That didn't work. Yep, and yep, back's broken. And oh, yep, that's it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm burnt out. I should have went to bed sooner. My goodness, I have place to be. But here's what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing more of this. I don't know how often, but hey, there's gonna be more coming. Other than that, yeah, thank you so much for watching. That's pretty much it.